Capricorn, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, much love. I appreciate you so very much. If you're brand new to the channel or just cross-watching for your particular sign, come into Steampunk and check it out, okay? I just laid out some new readings and perhaps maybe the energies line up. Like I always say, Capricorn, sometimes circumstances in our life where, things kind of line up with the cards. If it does, cool. If it does not, just leave it for somebody else, all right? On another note, I'm going to let you know that I have been starting all of my readings. Right before the reading, I give you the 3 brand new haiku poems, so expect that. You can fast forward through to get to the reading for those who don't want to wait, but just my way of giving back to the community, okay? I find that it's kind of a neat way to start the reading. All right, I'll give you the download. We'll shuffle up and we'll go over the categories together. I've already pre-shuffled, but for transparency's sake, I'm going to shuffle in front of you, okay? Capricorn, I hope for you love, money, abundance, stability. I wish for you all the things to pan out in the right way, the universe to just line everything out for you. All right, I'm going to lay out the categories here and we'll go over them. All right, we have the present energy. We have the crossing challenge. We have the foundation. We have the recent past. We have the possibilities. We have the near future. We have the self, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes or worries, and the outcome and the direction. It's going to be an interesting read. All right, Capricorn, give me just a few minutes to look at these. While I'm doing that, here are your 3 new poems. Okay, Capricorn, I feel like in this reading, somebody's got hella intuition going on, finishing people's sentences. You know what's about to take place beforehand. If you're down for this, we're going to get into the cards, okay? Like I tell everybody, just energy. Sometimes things line out in our circumstances, so take what fits here. We're opening up with the High Priestess in your current energy, okay? This is scary accuracy. Somebody in this community has, this is being able to sense major shifts that are taking place before they happen, okay? This is catching red flags before they even move in the wind, right? This is like the season for your major superpower here. So take full advantage of this opportunity, Capricorn. This is sensing someone's feelings before you or for you before they kind of admit that, right? We could be talking about water signs here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We don't have to be, but maybe that may apply to somebody in this situation. But yeah, this is, someone that's, I don't know, maybe somebody's watching your social media, right? And they're just not, they're not liking anything or they're not making a move on this. For some of you, this could apply, but this is like feeling a shift in a connection, before a text comes through. Like I said, when your current energy starts off with the High Priestess, it just screams intuition, right? Maybe you feel someone's jealousy before they're showing this to you. When someone's like, I don't know, lying definitely, because their tone just feels very, very off to you. This could be for some. This could resonate with the twin flame. It's like that soulmate. Pulling on your energy here. Okay, this could be that you're sensing like a money opportunity before it appears. Okay, feeling guided to make a move, maybe at the exact right time here. So as far as like human behavior type details, we're talking about someone maybe hiding their feelings, hiding their jealousy, or hiding their intentions, overall. But this person that you're, in your timeline, they could have that, avoidance, avoiding eye contact with you, uh, delay texting, something like that, trying to act cool while, being obsessive, checking all of your, your socials, that type of situation here. Take what applies. But, as far as the energy here, it is definitely a feminine energy that's dominating. Okay. It's receptive, definitely intuitive, mysterious. Somebody could be seeing synchronicities in this situation currently, like numbers like 111 or 222. This is definitely talking about relationship alignment. Okay. Anything from feathers. You could be a moon watcher. You may, like to step out and take a gander at the moon or something like that. Or songs that may repeat. Those might be some synchronicity somebody might be picking up on at this time. Okay. But you're reading between the lines like a pro. Okay. So definitely trust this situation. Okay. We're moving on into the challenge card, and we have the four, or this, I'm sorry, the six of wands. I don't know why I said four, 444 maybe for somebody. But yeah, this is I'm going to be gentle with this one. Okay, the challenge for you in this season or in this time, forever this whoever this applies to, it's it's letting yourself be seen. This is what I'm getting. It's like being able to be recognized, celebrated. I feel like you're used to working really hard, like behind the scenes. So I feel like this year really wants to put the spotlight on you, or this season's for some, this may be like right now, okay? And you may have a tendency to want to resist that. Okay. This is like, this could look like for some like getting attention from someone that you didn't expect, okay, out of the blue. And this may feel like, you really don't know how to respond. Someone, posts you on compliment or posts or compliments you like publicly, that might make you a little nervous. Um, this could feel like maybe afraid of jealousy or competition. Someone from your past resurfacing. Because they're seeing you glow, right? Uh, or just more social media engagement than usual. Maybe you post online on the socials, and you're just growing a wider audience or something like that. But this is kind of also has that energy where it's like fearing success because it means change. Okay, so maybe you downplay your wins. You avoid posting your achievements or something like that. Just keeping your news a little private. Okay. As far as the energies are concerned, masculine energy wants to step forward. Okay, and the feminine energy here is maybe a little bit shy. Okay, take what applies. All right, somebody, as far as synchronicities, somebody could be in the spotlight. Um, gold colors, something like that. The numbers 444, they represent protection here. So just take what fits. All right, now we're moving on into the foundation. Okay. This part might sting a little bit, Capricorn, but I'm saying it with total love here. The Ten of Swords, this is disappointment, a breakup, job loss, any of those types of energies. This is where I've said, or where you, say the words never again, right? This is, could look like a friend maybe had betrayed your trust or something, a relationship that may have ended for some of you. Um, discovering a third party, just kind of the generic type of information here. But this is like, it also speaks like hitting burnout at like work, or, realizing that someone has used you, used your energy, ending a karmic cycle, walking away from, all the toxic patterns that may have been involved in that situation. But this is like I hit rock bottom moment, that became a definite turning point. Okay. Pretending someone, someone might have been pretending that like everything was fine, right, while planning their exit for you. This is the stingy part, okay? But I feel like in the masculine energy, this is the defeated, okay, and the feminine energy is definitely, um, healing, okay. So we're gonna move on now. Uh, the recent past, okay, I can get my hands underneath it here. The recent past is go time, decision time. You're stuck between, maybe a couple of different choices here. Could have been a couple of people that maybe you were dealing with, or a couple of different paths that you were trying to choose. Which direction to go here. Two timelines. You know, um, the high priestess is if we're talking about like that soul flame. If we're talking about like a soulmate journey or something like that, twin flame journey, definitely in that high intuition was maybe a couple of different timelines for you, shifting in and out of those. But this is um, this is maybe a decision you didn't know whether to stay or walk away, right? Torn between, a couple of romantic, interests or something, unsure whether or not to text back, or we could be even talking about maybe you blocked somebody temporarily here, okay? This could look like maybe ignored, maybe some red flags that you saw early on, or just pretending not to care. um, I don't know, staying like neutral in order to avoid losing, the control of whatever situation that you may have found yourself in here. But the feminine energy definitely speaks of withdrawing here, okay, and the masculine energy has that stall kind of energy. Synchronicities like maybe 222, the number 222, which talks about choices, right? So, just take what fits here, okay? We're going to move on into possibilities, and we've got the King of Cups, right? This is definitely speaking about deep emotions here, right? Soulful eyes for somebody. It's got calm presence, all right? The King is very grounded in the emotional area, all right? Definitely the lover, a love interest or something. A person, you know, um, I don't know, maybe somebody who held back. This could be talking about a masculine here. This may be that person opening back up to you, okay? I just take what fits, but a soulmate returning with definitely the emotional clarity that you're requiring in the situation. It's somebody checking out your socials, consistently. We could be talking about a male here. I don't normally call out gender, but we could be talking about male, but also female. It's the card, what it represents here. But this is I don't know, maybe somebody's got like dark or blue eyes or something like that. This may be significant for somebody here. This is somebody wanting to protect you. You know, their words are emotional, and I feel like when you're in that high priestess situation, or that energy, you definitely can feel that. You can pick up on it. So this is you attracting someone who's very stable in the emotional department. Okay, we could be talking about like a long distance connection that maybe deepens here for you. But this is the speaking softly, right? This could be, like texting late at night, sending pretty long messages, okay? But I feel like in the masculine energy, there's definitely emotional available here, okay? Emotionally available. Um, and as far as synchronicities, we could be dealing with any of the water signs here. So Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, something like that. But 555, which represents change, okay? Or love songs. You could be hearing, just random love songs pop up, and this person, comes in your mind, something like that, okay? All right, we're going to move on now into the near future, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, okay? This is you, okay? Stepping into, the generic terms usually are like, the stability, self-worth, a grounded abundance, that type of thing. But this is like you attracting someone, who sees your value here. This is, you know, definitely becoming way more confident, possibly in your appearance, something like that. For some of you, you could be hitting the gym, or, working out, eating healthier, that type of situation. But it could also look like somebody who is, gained a little bit more stability in their finances or something like that. Um, I don't know. This is Maybe you've attracted another partner, okay, who wants that long-term stability and they sense that in your energy. This is prioritizing, self-care. Um, this is I'm the safe space within myself, you know, or in this relationship. It feels safe, you know, more definitely more emotionally grounded here. Any of the earth signs we could be talking about as well, but as far as like the human details on this card, I would say like becoming selective, calm, and more nurturing to yourself. It has that aspect, definite feminine energy. Okay, it's abundant and very magnetic. Okay, somebody could have, somebody could be like a coin collector here or something like that, or enjoy collecting, you know, um, I don't know, anything gold like jewelry or necklaces or something like that, or appreciate, just the color gold itself. Um, we could be talking about the signs of synchronicity signs like 444 that also represent stability as well. Okay. Okay. Now we're moving on into the category of self. We have the Page of Wands. Okay. This is curiosity. It's inspiration. Um, it's definitely you're inspired here. It, it may it may be that there is a person who has come into your midst that's got like a very flirtatious type of attitude. Okay, and this is causing you like to light up again, to feel, I don't know, exploring this situation. Is this going to be a hobby? Is this going to be, you know, uh, whatever it is? This person might introduce you, or introduce to you like a spontaneous trip or something like that. But it has that very, it has very a bold kind of energy. Maybe they're going to ask you on social media, so that whoever you're talking to in your friend requests, or your friend spaces, your comment sections, things like that, where they want somebody else to see that. Okay, this could be you getting attention from someone younger than you. Okay, it doesn't have to apply, but it could. Um, it has the more confidence maybe in your body, your appearance. Okay, so it's definitely got. I'm gonna. I don't know. I might wear something that I put together that's got that creative risk, right? So anyway, yeah, we're talking about kind of a human behavior here that says you might actually send that first text, right? Just trying something new, to take a chance on. Okay, so as far as the energies are concerned, it does have both masculine and feminine here. Okay, it's got youthful, definite fire, passion, energy here. Okay, all right, we're moving on into the environment, and we have the Fool. Okay, once again, this is pushing the envelope, you know um, something towards a leap of faith. It's considering like moving or traveling or something like that, meeting that person, at the airport or at the bus station, or just at the coffee shop, that type of energy. Okay, this is you leaving the comfort zone, breaking patterns. This could represent like starting a brand new job. Um, Also like saying yes to something that maybe scares the hell out of you, right? Embracing your own freedom. Okay. I don't know. It's got the human behavior of like someone around you, or this could be you, definitely in the just the spontaneous, unpredictable, or that adventurous spirit. We saw that Page of Wands. So, it's back to back energy here. Okay. Definitely both masculine and feminine here. The masculine energy has got that bold, bravery type of look. And for the feminine here, we're talking about just open. Okay. Very open. As far as synchronicities, maybe somebody is seeing butterflies. We're moving into the early spring time, and running into summer, so butterflies could be very significant. Perhaps maybe somebody has like butterfly tattoos or something like that. Maybe you're seeing the sign like 000, or about to go gamble, and you've always thought about betting on zero or double zero, something like that. But the numbers zero definitely represent a reset. Okay, all right, just take what applies. But yeah. So now we're moving on into the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries category, right? This is a little bit tender. Okay, so I'm holding this with the most gentleness that I can. But this is you fear losing what you've built. It's got the fear of opening up, maybe fear of being vulnerable. Holding back your feelings, right? Maybe you fear that somebody might be leaving in your situation. This could represent financial, instability or something at the moment. It's temporary, okay? But holding on is it has the mainstay of holding on. Guarded in love, hesitant maybe to invest in somebody. Just that same kind of being taken advantage of energy. Okay, so in the process, you may be keeping your circle kind of small, right? Your heart guarded, your money kind of protected. So as far as it has both like masculine and feminine energy here. So the masculine energy has kind of that clinging, okay, just hanging on. Um, and the feminine energy is in the same kind of like protective type state here. So as far as any kind of synchronicities around this situation, just to kind of identify, maybe you take an interest in art or something like that. Maybe there's like a person who, I don't know, I get this idea like maybe somebody uses keys or something like that to just create art or something. You could be seeing things about, I don't know, run up to the door and it says open, but you go to grab it and the door's locked. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody locked their keys in the car or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of getting some around keys here, but you could be seeing the number 444, and that represents 444 represents protection here. Okay. All right. Now we're moving on into the outcome and or the direction here. Okay. I'm right here. This may sound a little bit heavy, but it's not the ending, and it's all in love. So take it with a grain of salt. You're stopping the overthinking about a connection here. Getting you're this is clarity after all that bullshit anxiety. Someone's finally telling you the truth. Releasing a toxic pattern. You're no longer replaying old conversations. Okay, this is the breaking the karmic loop. The you're not waiting for someone who's inconsistent here, facing your fears. You're healing from this insomnia or this stress that's kind of led up to the situation here. Someone who caused you this stress may end up actually apologizing or resurfacing here. It does have both masculine and feminine energy here, right? So the feminine energy speaks of release, okay, and the masculine energy here is all about admitting, okay. As far as synchronicities are concerned, for some, you could be having like those wee early morning wake ups where you look at the clock and you're seeing like 3:33 or 4:14 or 4:44. Somebody could be seeing images of like 999. That could be significant for somebody here, which does represent closure. Okay, shadow type imagery, something like that. Somebody could be getting a tattoo of like a tribal art or something representing the shadow aspect of themselves. Just take kind of what applies here. But what I'm getting at is this year, your intuition is so high, okay? And it's caused you to like step into this version of yourself that's, way more wiser. You're softer, you're stronger, more emotionally aware than ever, okay? This is the psychic awakening in you here, okay? So you're not imagining the signs, the synchronicities, the dreams, the gut feelings, that shit. It's totally real for you. Okay. I feel like you're healing from something that broke in the past. Okay. Um, you're not defined by that. You are rising into the Queen of Pentacles energy. We saw that. That's the stability that you've needed. It's the groundedness, the magnetic attraction. The deep love. Um, I don't know. My goodness, this reading is packed full of all kinds of truisms here, right? And I feel like I don't know. I wished I could give you that perfect scenario here. So what I'm hoping is this was just confirmation for you. The wake up process can be painful for a lot of us. Realities, chain reactions of karmic patterns and friendships that they kind of like fizzle out. But it's all about what we do in the present now, right? It's all about what we think about, in the present moment and how you choose to move forward. Okay. So anyway, Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was confirmation for some. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, would you? If you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, make sure you turn on your notifications so that you get the readings. Okay. Capricorn, I love you. I respect you. And I do hope to see you on the next readings. All right. Okay. Bye-bye.